Yo, what's going on? Excuse from Black Quarterback Series. Let's start with the disclaimer. So, this team should. I picked Houston. I picked Houston to win the Super Bowl. They should have been at least in the Super Bowl. Why they wasn't in the Super Bowl? Because not Justin Fields. We talked about Justin Fields in the last video. Because our guy CJ Stroud couldn't sustain. And so I think a lot of his not being able to play and not being able to sustain is from his inability to have protection. Now, they protected well, decently in that game, but he still was making bad plays. This is CJ Stroud's last opportunity for me to even build around him. They mess around and fire Demeco and him if this season doesn't go the way they're supposed to. Y'all know they don't give us very many chances. So I don't think Demeco should be fired because Demeco didn't throw all those interceptions, right? I do think CJ might get benched this season if he keeps playing like trash, but we got to give him the rope to hang itself, so to speak, right? So we got to give him offensive alignment. A lot of the mocks have a lot of the offensive alignment gone by this point, number 28, but I think they need to. They got to swing. They got to go for an offensive lineman. So in my hashtag, I'm calling them baby Seahawks. I'm calling them baby Seahawks because they're built exactly like the Seahawks. If they had an offensive line, they'd have been in the Super Bowl. If he only throws 2 interceptions, I think he threw 4 or 5, they're in the Super Bowl with a possibility to win the Super Bowl against Seattle. That didn't happen, so I think they need to go. They need to go offensive lineman. Now, you like Keys. They already signed 2 offensive linemen. They signed Brandon Smith and Wyatt Tiller already. They shouldn't double, triple down on this position and blah, blah, blah. I understand that. And I think those are security clearances. Security for if they don't get the offensive lineman they want. But who knows? Kansas City or Baltimore, anybody in front of them might draft all the good offensive linemen. So we don't know. We don't know where they're going to go. So I think that they need to draft Monroe Fleming or Freeling. Like I said, not a draft expert. Just read a lot, right? So they need to draft him, the lineman from Georgia, or Caleb Lamau out of Utah. They could probably get some receivers in the late rounds. They could probably get some defensive linemen, serviceable defensive linemen in the later rounds. But they have to draft. I think they have to draft offensive linemen. You got to figure this offensive line situation out because even if they do play well, those what's his name, Brandon Smith and Wyatt Tiller, those are stopgaps. Those are not like future linemen. I could be wrong. I don't know how old these guys are, but you want to draft, and also, and let's be for real, drafting offensive linemen is cheaper, and you can mold them into what you want to mold them into. So let's say CJ isn't the answer. You still need to draft his or whoever it is protection because that's one of the things that kept you from the Super Bowl. You gave up this defense. If they'd have won the Super Bowl, they'd have been an all-time defense. This defense played phenomenal down the stretch. And it was because the offense, they couldn't win anything. So, got them going offensive lineman. Monroe Freeland or Caleb Lamau. Let me know what you guys think. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.